Alright guys, welcome back. Okay, so yesterday we had the starter deck launch, and I managed to go to it. It was last minute. I was like, should I go, should I not, should I go, should I? And then I managed to end up going, and I was so glad I did, because first I got to get the links, which is what you need if you want any sort of relevance within the game. Of course, if the deck that you're using you don't use links, then you should be fine. But like you guys know that I played Dark Synchron, so I kind of needed to go to get these link monsters. Otherwise, I guess buying them singly would be like, oh, why not? Might as well just get the deck itself, because there's some pretty good cards in there, pretty good generic past format. Even now, cards that are limited, that are just staples, and arguably pretty damn deserving to be limited. But it just made it closer to like, oh man, it's here. Like when I made the first link summon, because there was 5 rounds, there was 5 rounds, 4 or 5 rounds. I think it was 5 rounds, and quite a bit of people showed up, and it was pretty crazy. So it started at 7 p.m. and then ended at 11. So that was interesting. Kind of reminded me of back home, California, because you have like the Yu-Gi-Oh scene is much bigger there, whereas here it's decent. But it's not it's nothing compared to back home in the States, because you have like constant tournaments going on, and locals are just like it's like an abundance of locals that you can go to and choose from, and which makes it really cool. But as I was making my first link summon, I was like, oh dude, I was trying to think of the ways of just pretty much just find a way. And I mean, I guess if you use what's it called? The RAM? Where is it? Where'd it go? The RAM Clouder, the little goat, the one that brings back, you can tribute a monster and then bring back Cybers, which is really good. You can bring back Deco Talker, Honeybot, Link Spider, or bring back that one, like the insane Twin Twister guy, Link Slayer. That's pretty crazy. So you get like end phase goats, your turn go, pop a goat, and then special the link, and then you can use the goats to link summon. I was just getting all these ideas like, oh, it's pretty damn cool, man. Like, and it kind of got me excited of what I can do with it. I was like, oh damn, because like if you use Draconet and you bring out the what's it called, the vanilla, you know how Draco brings out a level 2 or lower, so you can bring out the vanilla tuner, Galaxy Serpent, and you can make a Danglong that way. So that's pretty cool. I was like, oh, that's weird. Then you can like, oh, make XL, and then just get your agent going that way, and it's a dark as well, so Allure works really well. So I was just thinking of all these things. I was like, oh, maybe I could do this and that, maybe, I don't know. But as of right now, we're missing Proxy Dragon. That's what we're missing, because right now we're so limited of what we can and can't do. So right now I've been testing Gladiator Beast, and I'm really liking it. You don't really utilize the extra deck so much. You just mainly go Gazaris, or you go into what's his face, into this guy, Necrois. So it's not too extra deck heavy, so it works well. And I really like Noxious. Noxious is really cool, man. Because normally with Glads, the thing with Glads is either you can't have a high monster count because you'll end up breaking with them, but then when you do get a monster, you kind of want to protect it. You kind of want to just like, it's like you get devastated, because who knows how long it'll take you to get another Glad, which is the main issue. Let me hang on. Let me put deck list. All right, so as I was saying, like normally with Glads, like you can't play a high monster count, especially with Glads. Like it's fine if you have hand traps and stuff, but like with Glads themselves, you kind of don't want to have that many monsters, because majority of the time when you lose is when you have like a bunch of normal summons that you just can't have. And so I ended up cutting it to just 3 of Noxious, because it allowed you to have that reckless type of play where you can just summon it and then have this in hand, and then it doesn't really matter. So they'll be like, okay, But then again, it kind of makes it kind of predictable for them to be, oh, he might have Noxious in hand, so they can't play around it. But even though if they can't play around it, then that situation is just that situation. There's nothing you can do about it. But like a lot of times, I saw myself like summoning a Glad, and then it'll get like popped or something or whatever, and then also have this with back row. So it kind of gives you that Glad that doesn't need to be no more summoned, whereas you kind of like need to have these like. Of course, some of you might play more than one. Like in my testing, the way I was like figuring it out, and the more I was trying, I tried 3, and it was just too many monsters. And I felt like this is the best way of that I didn't like lose to just straight up like the zoo and like the entire zoo in my hand. And I like it so far. And Ridiara is pretty good right because you can banish like Draco cards, banish Rapier. And that's the main reason why. And then Murmillo is just a pop, pretty much. Just get rid of problematic monsters. Like you can just tag into it and then pop the monster, and then you continue from there. And then Ghost Ogre and Maxi just for your hand traps, because you play traps. So you like I feel comfortable playing Maxi in this deck because like you don't have like a vulnerability where like with the Dark Synchron, like that's why I don't like hand traps and Dark Synchron or like a Synchro deck, because you don't really have anything to defend yourself. So like if this ogre doesn't stop that once whatever play and they can keep going, then it's a bit like, oh man, well that was pretty pointless. Like, whereas when this with these type of conservative decks, you can have the combination of having ogre and a strike, ogre and mirror force, ogre and like this. You get what I mean? So it's much more favorable to you to protect and kind of manipulate the outcome. Whereas if you play it in like a synchro deck, you just have that one disruption, and then you gotta make sure it's properly timed. Otherwise, it's gonna be really pointless. And but yeah, okay. So you play 3 Noxious, 2 Doris, 2 Equest, 1 Laquare just for the Heraclinos, and then 1 Bestiari, 1 Rariari, 1 Murmillo. It's kind of odd. Hang on, there you go. It's kind of weird. How can I put it? Oh, that's fine. Yeah, so the 3 Ogre, 1 Maxi, and Murmillo, 2 board wipe. Because the thing with board wipes, and I think these 2 have to go hand in hand. I think strike and board wipes, because like you can't have strikes by themselves, because if you open up these going second, and you have no way to clear their board besides trying to run it over with stuff or trying to mirror force it, how are you gonna get rid of the establishment? So like having these allows these to have much more value, because you clear their field and then now you have this as a response. Whereas you don't. What if you don't have this and all you have is set, and you can try to kind of like 1-for-1 your opponent. You get what I mean? So I think this is really good with board wipes, including with mirror forces, because I was juggling around with what's mirror force to play, but I think this one I preferably like a lot, because I was trying Quaking. But sometimes, like, I want to get rid of their monsters. Like most of your Glads are not too strong. I mean, they're decent. These 5 are decent. But like, you don't really want to have a battle of who's stronger, because you'll lose. Like, Gladiator Beasts they shine through utility, having versatility with all these traps and all these setups, so they can potentially just eliminate your opponent's resources by picking wisely of what you want to gate. Does that make sense? Like, yeah, like let's say. You can like save and slow roll. I always I advocate that a lot of slow rolling cards where you don't have to use things. Like, here's an example. Let's say you have Dark Hole in hand, you have Strike, right? Let's say you know you won't die. You're guaranteed that you'll live for next turn. And some people use the Strike and they stick with the Dark Hole, whereas they can take a little bit of damage, save their Strike, and on the following turn Dark Hole them and get rid of their board. That way, if you do it the other way, where you use your Strike and it goes back to your turn, you have a Dark Hole, that means you have no disruption on your opponent's turn. You get what I mean? Like, that's one little simple fundamental thing that I've always used. Like, if you can afford to lose little life points, then do so, because it'll pay out in the long run. And then of course, your 3 Galaxy because of Draco, because you just did really good. And then Book is just. I think I like Book, and this one Penissimo. Ever since I found out Penissimo, I really like it, because like you can set this and a Glad and use it. It's like a Wabuku kind of, and just tag out. It's really good. I really like it. And then it covers Mirror Force, Torrent Tributes, like an equalizer pretty much. And then of course Impure Order. 3 barrier, 3 strike, warning, and the 3 chariot. Like so far it's been pretty good. I like this. And extra deck is Heraclinos, Nerokius, and then this was okay because you can kind of bring it out with just 2 of these. Like if you special this and then somehow go into Esadari, and you can just bring them on that way, so it's not so bad. And then you play 2 Gazares, Esadari, Lightning Package, Tornado Dragon, Castel, Diamond Dart, because you can like pop your own stuff. Like you can like summon Diamond Dart, pop any of these 3, and it comes up sometimes. Dweller, and then of course I like Rest Free because you can banish Draco cards, so I really like that part of it. And then you play just the 1 Broad Bull and the 1 Dryden because you can make it, and you can search off your Noxious and your which is Darius. There you go. But yeah, so far this is what I've been playing with. I like it, and it's pretty cool. I have majority of the deck. I think all I'm missing right now is just like the this and the Stormings, and that's pretty much it. But and believe me, I'm still trying to work on the synchro deck, but it's a struggle. It's a struggle. It really is, because we just have 3 link monsters to work with. So, and then have locals tomorrow, so I have to figure out. Hopefully that this crazy idea works. If it doesn't, oh my god, I'll be sad. But that's gonna be it. Hopefully you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching.